Families of those killed in a military helicopter crash more than 30 years ago have today held their first meeting with government ministers.
Christopher Doherty from Cambridgeshire and pilot Jonathan Tapper from Norfolk were among 29 people killed when a Chinook came down on the Mull of Kintyre in 1994. The Ministry of Defence says it was a tragic accident. The families want a judge-led inquiry into just what happened. Well, political correspondent David Wood is with us now. David, good evening. What was the feeling like amongst those today?
Yeah, good evening. The expectations were certainly very high going into the meeting. After all, it is a meeting that the families of the victims have waited decades to have. It has been 31 years that they have wanted to sit down and make their case to ministers. Today, they had that opportunity. The crash in June of 1994 was one of the worst peacetime disasters in RAF history. It left 29 people dead, raised serious questions about the safety of the Chinook helicopter and also about the decision-making that went into the flight happening in the first place. That was the case that was put to ministers. The families of the victims want an apology, they want a public inquiry. They also want sealed documents relating to the day of the crash to be released way ahead of schedule to give them some answers. Now, Major Christopher Doherty was one of those who was killed. He was only 33 and was just about to get married. Today, here in Westminster, his sister told us that the meeting was an important step.
There is still that unanswered question: why were 25 passengers and 4 crew put onto an aircraft that was unairworthy? And the MOD test pilots were refused to fly it. And so to sit with the MOD and say, you know, you were quite happy to put our passengers on, but you wouldn't let your test pilots fly. Why? Who gave that order? We needed to be there to see them face to face.
Now, tonight, the MOD is saying that the crash was a tragedy, and we've had a statement from a minister at the Ministry of Defence. It says he understands the agony of those who've lost loved ones and understands that the lack of certainty about the causes of the crash has added to their distress. That has given some hope to the families, but those sealed documents are still not expected to be released at the moment until 2094. But, as I say, there is more hope amongst the families today who point out to us that there is no end date on getting justice.
David, thank you very much.